We've got a reflective safe.
It's literally following us.
Some people go into the forest for peace. Others come back with stories they can't explain. These 6 real camping encounters are disturbing, raw, and captured on film. Let's get into the first one. And be warned, it only gets more unsettling from here. The first video tonight comes from NKPS Paranormal, a US-based ghost hunting channel that focuses on real-time investigations of haunted and remote areas. The team uses REM pods, trail cameras, and night vision equipment to capture genuine reactions and authentic paranormal evidence from the field. It is August 21st, 2025, deep along a forested back road in the southern United States. This investigation takes the team back to a location they call Shadow Road, a place tied to reports of moving shadows, strange voices, and unexplainable lights.
Is this where we came through that one?
Look at a peep.
When. Hold you. I say we turn out the lights. We know we're walking down the road. Bright light. Let's just use those lights. We can set up some stuff for here. I got my cat balls with me. I also have here. Stay right there. You got a light, Luke?
Yeah.
Alright, you want this on your hair?
As darkness settles over the forest, Ryan leads Logan and Luke toward an old rock formation, where he'd placed trail cameras earlier in the week. He explains that he'd left apples there as bait after capturing something odd on video. But now, one apple is gone, and nearby stones appear disturbed. The air hums with cicadas, though Ryan notes how silent this forest became during his last visit. An unsettling calm that, for him, signaled something close. The others go quiet, flashlights swaying through the trees as they step into the clearing. The night feels heavier here, the stillness almost unnatural.
I need to be wearing because it could be tired. What? What was that?
From the dark ahead comes the faint sound of children's voices, distant, overlapping, and echoing where no one should be. The team stop instantly, scanning the trees. The voices fade just as quickly as they appeared, swallowed by silence.
I gave a light and then we were just when we were walking, we saw a light over there.
There's nothing back
Well,
there.
I'll be there.
Look, son.
Moments later, a dim light flickers between the trunks. At first, it looks like a porch lamp through the woods, until it moves. The glow drifts side to side, lowering toward the ground, before vanishing completely.
Something is in that tree line. You don't see that?
He shot it.
What was that? You heard that, didn't you?
I didn't see nothing. I'm getting attacked by these flies.
Okay, how bad?
Then comes the most chilling moment. A tall, black-cloaked figure stands briefly at the tree line. The torches hit it, and it's gone. In the next second, a heavy thud sounds from the dark, followed by a deep guttural howl that echoes through the forest.
We aren't going to run with our tail stuck between our legs. We are coming back. I'm going to get more information on this trail. And we're going to come back with our gun.
Ryan places a REM pod near the clearing and calls out, asking for a sign. The device stays silent, but the woods do too. Even the insects stop. Then, from far off, another long howl rises, louder than before. That's enough for the team. They begin the long walk back to the trailhead. Back at the vehicles, they replay the night in disbelief. The missing apple, the moving light, and the cloaked figure none of them can explain. Ryan ends the video with a promise. If the footage reaches 1,000 likes, they'll return for a full overnight investigation. Whatever was in those woods that night, it wasn't finished with them. And for NKPS Paranormal, Shadow Road remains one of the few places that truly feels alive after dark. Imagine this. No phone signal, no one around, just the forest, and something moving in the distance. Would you stay the night or sprint back to your car without looking back? The next horrifying video comes from Voyager Overland, a Canadian outdoor adventure channel that blends overlanding, camping, and survival with chilling real-life mysteries and unexplainable encounters in the remote backcountry. The creators often revisit past encounter sites, chasing answers to the strange events they've captured on camera. It is October 25th, 2025, deep in a mountain valley along the Alberta-British Columbia border in the Canadian Rockies. After a long, muddy off-road drive through rivers and snow-covered trails, the team returned to a secluded site tied to a lingering wilderness mystery.
Just to make sure we don't have any problems, we used a brand new SD card. So it's time to look and see why there's 6 videos on here from last night.
Ooh, that's hard to see, eh?
It is. Hang on here.
Can we actually open it to look at?
It's a clear picture. You can see me setting it up. But I don't really see anything except for this one that's really glitchy. So I'm really not sure what's going on here. So I don't know what we're looking at. The one video is kind of glitchy, otherwise it's so hard to see, right? It's so bright.
The video opens with the team describing a strange meeting at a gas station. A man recognized them from a previous upload and handed them a hand-drawn map, claiming he knew where their last unexplained sighting took place. His parting words were simple. If you go back, you'll see a lot more this time. Following the map, they push through dense forest roads and water crossings until they reach a quiet, fog-covered valley. At its center stand the ruins of an old trapper's cabin, only the chimney still upright, blackened by fire.
Area. We're in the bottom of the valley here that guy was talking about, and that looks really soft. We're gonna check with a stick here. Holy, that sank this far in the mud. I don't like that one.
The next morning, they check their overnight footage, only to find corrupted files, identical to the glitches from their last visit. Every clip near the chimney is unreadable.
Don't hear any birds, no crows, nobody's been by. Insanely, almost eerie, I would say. But nice little spot.
Testing the ground near a nearby stream, they find soft soil that gives way too easily. When one prods the earth with a stick, it sinks far deeper than expected. But when they dig, there's nothing underneath, just empty space.
But we weren't ready for what came next.
Suddenly, the forest goes silent. No wind, no birds. One whispers that it feels like the air is listening. The tension is palpable, the valley holding its breath.
Maybe last night, there's just something about going to sleep in a tent when it's raining. I don't think I was awake for 2 seconds. Out like a light, just beautiful night. So it was raining pretty good when we went to bed, but during the night it stopped. And it was so quiet, never heard a sound. So this morning we're gonna make some coffee. We're gonna pull the card out of the camera. Jean's gonna grab her laptop and we're gonna see what we caught. I noticed the counter's got at least a dozen, if not more, videos, because I forget what the count was from the other night. So at the very least we must have caught some wildlife, so pretty cool.
That night, faint rustling and soft thuds echo around the camp. The motion cameras detect movement, yet nothing appears on playback except the sound.
Smoke.
At the fireplace.
What? What the frick? What the hell is that? Where's that smoke coming from? What the hell? It's coming from inside. There's nothing in here. There's nothing in here.
I heard something. Did you hear that?
Freaking sounded like a moose or something like that, but
It was loud.
like bigger and not like a moose. It even smells like wood smoke. Well, where the hell is it coming from? What? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
The frick was that? Hey! Hello?
I'm out of here. I don't like this.
No, it's time to pack up and get the hell out of here.
Okay.
Did I leave that? I did leave that.
At dawn, one of them spots thin smoke curling from the old chimney. There's no fire, no heat source, yet the smell of burning wood fills the air. Moments later, thunderous footsteps shake the ground, followed by a deep guttural growl from the tree line. Rush for the truck, reversing down the trail as the sound grows closer. From a safe distance, they watch the valley fade in the rearview mirror, still smelling smoke long after they've gone. Reviewing the footage later, they find new distortions, shadowy shapes flickering through the trees, half seen between corrupted frames. Whatever lingers in that mountain valley, it didn't want them there, and it's still not finished with Voyager Overland. Sorry to interrupt the video, but if you're enjoying it, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and right now, 80% of viewers aren't subscribed. So if you're one of them, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really means a lot. Your support helps us continue creating awesome, creepy videos. Now, let's get back to the video. The next chilling video comes from Wild Bear, a UK-based solo outdoor adventure channel run by Claire. Her videos center on wild camping, backpacking, and stealthy shelter setups in quiet, remote locations, combining minimalist technique with the quiet anxiety that comes from being completely alone after dark. It is August 21st, 2024, at the edge of a woodland in the United Kingdom, beside a narrow country road. What was meant to be a calm test of stealth camping soon turns unnervingly tense when night brings unexpected visitors.
Until they've passed by, and then try to get the shelter up as quick as I can. Yeah. Right, let me show you what we've got to play with. So today I've bought my small tarp, some pegs, paracord and guy lines. I bought my trekking poles and some green camo netting. My thinking was that all the ferns are out and it's going to be really green, but the ferns actually are a bit sparse here by the road. So my brown camo probably would have been a better bet, but we've got green, we're going to have to work with that. I was going to initially run it off of this tree here, and then I found a red ant's nest right down there, so I'm going to put the shelter here instead.
Claire begins by scouting her chosen spot at the woodland edge, preparing a low tarp shelter hidden beneath branches. She explains how she'll blend it in using camo netting, poles, and fallen leaves, ducking behind trees each time headlights pass. The mood is calm, yet alert. The distant hum of traffic, the rustle of wind through grass, and the awareness that discovery could come at any moment.
Oh no! I'll not lie, this is looking pretty because I bought the wrong colour camo netting. Should have bought the brown, and the more stuff I try and chuck on it, the heavier it gets and it collapses.
While adding extra foliage, the tarp suddenly collapses under the weight. A car approaches at the same time, its lights sweeping across the trees. Claire dives behind cover, frozen in place, her breath quick and shallow as the vehicle passes.
Monty?
As dusk settles, crows call overhead and muntjacks bark from deeper in the woods, natural sounds that should be reassuring, yet now feel like warnings. Each distant car breaks the rhythm, reminding her how exposed she really is.
Because I just want to be alerted if I need to be alerted, so I'm not going to get much sleep tonight. Just had a bit of a fright there. Someone just pulled up just over there and I thought, oh my god, what's going on here? Then they got out, let a dog out the car and just walked off in the opposite direction, so that's fine, it's just a dog walker, but I wasn't expecting that because it's not a road they should stop on. There's no lay-by or anything and it's just quite a narrow road, so yeah, it gave me the heebie-jeebies a bit, but all is well. And I'm just going to keep a really low profile now, so
Then, a car slows and stops near her camp. A door opens. A dog jumps out. Claire tenses, listening as footsteps crunch along the verge. The dog sniffs close to the tree line before being called back. Only when the engine starts again does she exhale.
4 separate cars stopped in the same part of the road, all getting out, looking around the nearby trees with head torches and speaking in hushed voices. My heart thumped in my chest as I hoped they wouldn't come too close and see my shelter. Worst case scenarios rushed through my mind of accidentally becoming witness to nefarious things, or even worse, being caught by folk who really didn't want to be seen. It is too weird here tonight. I'm going. Likely it was nothing. I mean, here I was, sitting alone in the dark. Likely I was the only weirdo here, but nonetheless, the gut feeling told me to get out of there. I sat in silence, and each time a car would move off, I'd pack away in the dark before the next one arrived, and then I'd sit in silence again until eventually everything was back in my rucksack.
The pattern repeats. Vehicles pull over, torches flash into the trees, low voices drift through the dark. Each time, Claire crouches lower, heart pounding, quietly gathering her gear in case she has to run. The hours drag on, the stillness between disturbances almost worse than the moments of light. Sometime after 2 a.m., she finally slips away along a narrow woodland path toward her car. Safe but exhausted, she reflects on how fear isn't always born from danger itself. Sometimes it's the idea of being seen, the edge between solitude and exposure. For Wildbear, the night became a study in instinct and awareness, proof that even a calm roadside forest can turn unnervingly alive once darkness takes hold. The woods are full of sounds, but it's footsteps that don't belong that truly rattle us. It's not creatures we fear most. It's the sudden, silent presence of another person, just watching. The next shocking video of the night comes from Joe Goes Trekking, a UK-based outdoor adventure and wild camping channel, known for its blend of bushcraft, campfire cooking, and relaxed woodland overnights. Joe's content is usually calm and familiar, the kind of camping that feels safe, comforting, and peaceful, until the woods decide otherwise. It is September 29th, 2025, when Joe and Stephen set up a wild camp deep in Grindleford Woods, Peak District, England. The plan is simple: cook steaks and potatoes over an open fire, enjoy the quiet, and unwind beneath the trees.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to England. So, I don't know if you can see that, or really.
The fire crackles, dinner sizzles, and laughter drifts through the clearing. Their gear is laid out neatly, tents ready, and the night feels steady and still. It's the kind of scene that captures why people camp: silence, freedom, and that rare sense of peace that only the woods can bring.
But that is a drone. And all you can hear from the drone is a voice saying that you can see that you've got a fire, and you can see that you're camping, and you need to put out the fire and get out and leave the premises. A fucking drone is telling us that. That's England for you now. That's England for you. A nice little wild camp, middle of some fucking woods, who aren't owned by anyone. They're not fucking owned by anyone, these woods. They're just fucking woods. And a fucking drone turns up with a fucking speaker telling you to fuck off. Can you fucking believe that? So now we've got pack up.
We've got to leave near the nearest exit.
So now we've got pack up. Now we've got packers' tents up, folks, and fucking go. Camp abandoned. camp failed because of stormy or whatever's going on. I don't know what the f that's about, but my God, that is insane. I've never encountered.
Then, the stillness breaks. A drone appears overhead, its mechanical hum slicing through the quiet. A voice echoes through its speaker. Put out the fire and leave the premises immediately. At first, they laugh, assuming it's a prank. But the drone doesn't move on. It hovers, repeating the message again and again, its light fixed directly on their camp. The wilderness suddenly feels claustrophobic, invaded by something unnatural. A reminder that even here, far from roads and cities, someone could still be watching.
Choppers on us, mate, because we're camping. F***ing hellfire. Drones out on us because of a camp.
Big shout out to Joe Hammonds.
Look at this shit, folks. Can you see that still?
Still on the couch.
Can you see?
Moments later, a helicopter begins circling above. Its low thrum rolls across the treetops. Breaking the illusion of solitude, panic sets in. They stamp out the fire and pack up quickly, the flickering drone light tracking their every move through the trees.
Yeah, I can see cows, mate. Loads of them. All you going the wrong way. Look at the eyes.
Oh my God, there is loads.
There's loads.
Where the cows come back to the shit.
I know, mate.
As they head down the woodland path, beams cut through the branches until they meet something else. A herd of cows stands silently across the trail, their eyes reflecting the light like small glowing embers. The two worlds collide, nature and machine, both watching, both unyielding. What began as a quiet campfire dinner became an unnerving encounter with surveillance in the wild. Joe later reflected that the most unsettling part wasn't the noise or the lights. It was the feeling of being seen, even out here. For Joe Goes Trekking, the night in Grindleford Woods was a reminder that sometimes the wilderness isn't what isolates you. It's what reveals just how little privacy still exists once someone decides to look. Some threats are obvious. Others drift silently through the dark, unnoticed until it's far too late. It's those shadowy, unseen forces that haunt us long after the sun comes up. The next video comes from Sort of Interesting, a UK-based YouTube channel created by Dan Brown, best known for his calm, reflective videos about narrowboat life, minimalist living, and rural adventures. But lately, Dan has been exploring something different. Quiet night walks that slowly drift from peaceful to unnerving. His gentle humor and storytelling make the tension feel all the more real when things take a darker turn. It is January 13th, 2025, somewhere in rural England, during a midnight walk along a supposedly public footpath. What starts as a casual nighttime stroll quickly turns into a quiet confrontation with isolation and the strange presence of the countryside after dark.
How scary can a walk on a public footpath possibly be? Oh, perhaps I spoke too soon. My confidence has evaporated and this is not ideal conditions for walking. And it's midnight, lovely stuff. Right, let's just go. Normally, a woodland walk would see me focus on wonderful little curiosities like this tunnel with a stream and a path through it. Well, not tonight.
So we're going to pass through this gate here. I won't draw too much attention to how wonderfully high it's been installed, although it is a good moment to be able to actually show you how these are normally buried so deep in the ground and why they're usually so solid. If we have a look on this post, you can see how a path goes straight ahead in that direction. But check this for haunting. Ooh. I actually gave myself a little bit of a fright when I saw this out of the corner of my eye because I was distracted before. And I'll be honest, all joking aside, we're here, it's approaching midnight. This is actually quite an intimidating and haunting place to be.
It really does fascinate me that so much of this sort of stuff is just lying around in the British countryside.
So we've got vehicles, got a barn, and up ahead we've got a reflective surface of some kind that admittedly did make me jump out of my skin when I saw a reflective light shining back at me.
I decided not to follow my usual path, which would have led us past the barn here to that gateway, and instead I wanted to hang around testing out my new torch in the woodland. Instead I tested my spirit. Woo!
The night is wet and heavy. Dan jokes about how a public footpath can't possibly be scary, his tone light as he crosses a small stream and passes through an old gate. But as he continues, the laughter fades. The beam of his torch sweeps over slick puddles, overgrown hedges, and scattered bits of metal glinting in the mud. The stillness begins to feel wrong, like the countryside has gone completely silent to watch him pass.
What was that reflective surface? It was, luckily, just a lovely jacket hanging up. Wonder when that was hung up there. Oh my goodness me. Why does this feel so...
A flash of light bounces back from the dark ahead. Dan freezes. His torch catches something reflective hanging from a branch. A jacket, swaying slightly in the windless night. He laughs it off, but there's no real comfort in it. Whoever left it there, it doesn't make sense.
Actual house here.
It was probably in these next 2 minutes that I started to let the fear into my heart a little bit, and just looking and taking a moment to pause and hear nothing but the sound of the stream and the river in the background, and, of course, have nothing but proper haunting, spooky imagery like this lit up by torchlight. It definitely is the sort of environment that if you let your mind...
By an old barn, the world feels utterly still. No wind, no movement. Just the distant trickle of the stream. The silence is so absolute, it feels alive. Dan whispers that he's letting the fear in a little, and his words hang in the air like a confession.
Holly, as it was cutting across the backdrop, oh, that just for a briefest second made my heart go about 10 times.
A sudden flicker makes him spin. His torch catches a branch moving, just enough to look like something darting past. The kind of split-second illusion your mind creates when it's been too quiet for too long.
Just as I look at the flash of the phone that's completely destroying my night vision, I'm just going to head back that way and hope that everything is all good. Got a plane overhead, so we know civilization's survived for the last hour or so. Oh, this is giving me the creeps now that I've stopped and I can't see anything around. Looking at this dazzling light, I can feel the goosebumps coming. Right, I'm going. Get the light on.
A fallen tree blocks the path ahead. Beyond it, only blackness. The air feels thick and unmoving, and Dan hesitates at the edge of the beam's reach. It's here that he admits he doesn't feel alone anymore. The countryside, vast and empty by day, has closed in around him.
Goodness me, this is horrible. Stupid stuff that I do.
And perhaps the scariest part of all the night, my friends, was having to face my girlfriend looking like this. Ooh.
The tension peaks. His light reflects off the wet leaves, blinding his night vision. Panic takes over, quiet but real. He turns back, moving fast through the mud, breath audible in the still air, until distant road noise finally breaks the silence. Back near civilization, Dan laughs again, the nervous kind. He admits the fear wasn't from anything supernatural. It was from the stillness itself. The darkness, the cold, and the imagination that fills every shadow once you're far enough from anyone else. In his own words, the night's real horror wasn't a ghost. It was having to explain why he came home muddy, shaken, and late after just going for a quick walk on a public footpath. Before the next clip, if you're enjoying the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and right now, 80% of viewers aren't subscribed. So if you're one of them, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really means a lot. Your support helps us continue creating awesome, creepy videos. Now, let's get back to the video. The last video of the night comes from Van Life Adventures with Jack, a UK-based channel focused on solo car camping, travel, and life on the road. Jack's videos usually capture peaceful nights in nature, simple meals, quiet views, and reflections from the driver's seat. But not every trip ends as calmly as it begins. It is January 1st, 2023, near Dollar Glen, Clackmannanshire, Scotland. What starts as a quiet solo overnight beside Castle Campbell soon becomes a tense reminder of how quickly solitude can turn to unease when you're alone in the dark.
Snack on rubbish and then hopefully have a nice healthy breakfast tomorrow. Yes, that's my plan. I think if worst comes to worst and I get hungry later, I'll have some shin cup. This is the current setup. Got my curtains up, and then I'm going to get my laptop out in a second and do some editing, and then yeah, cozy, right? Cozy vibes, I think, anyway. So the night is ending for me. I'm going to go to sleep now. It is 9:45 p.m. I'm exhausted. I'm also kind of hungry, so I'm thinking like sleeping will get rid of that. Hopefully nothing dramatic happens during the night, or else you'll see me again. If not, I'll see you in the morning. Good night. Good night.
Rain patters softly against the car roof as Jack finishes his meal and settles in for the night. The atmosphere is calm, the kind of cozy isolation that makes van life feel freeing. Outside, the storm builds, wind and rain echo through the valley, and the car park sits completely empty. Jack films brief updates, commenting on the weather and how silent it's become. But as the rain grows heavier, so does the sense of isolation.
Let's park the car. What the f? I am going to prepare to leave this area. Oh, the tunes are on. Fuck this. It's clearly some young kids that came up. I'm getting out of here. I don't like that.
Then, headlights. Two cars pull into the same remote lot, their beams slicing through the dark before switching off. Music starts. Voices drift faintly through the rain. Jack's tone shifts immediately. He's alert, cautious, realizing the peace of the night is gone.
There's guys playing music to my left. There's actually two cars. Another one pulled up as well, and I did not feel good about this at all. So I am getting the hell out of here. I don't know where I'm going to go yet, but this is so dangerous.
The vehicles stay parked close by. Music continues, loud and careless. Jack whispers into the camera that he doesn't feel comfortable. His breath is quick, the uncertainty visible even through the dim light of his dashboard.
It was most likely just random, like, kids, like teenagers going up to smoke weed or something like that. Okay, I don't really give a shit about that, but it's more like, you know, if they're smoking weed, getting drunk, whatever it is, whatever it may be, like, what do they do when they see one car in a secluded car park? Okay.
He starts the engine quietly, hoping not to draw attention. The headlights flare briefly as he pulls away, the tension heavy as the car rolls past the strangers in the dark.
So, I found a new location. It's about a 30-minute drive from here because there isn't really much up here that I know where to camp. I'm going to head there now. I'll speak to you in a bit. This is the reality of what I'm driving down right now.
Out on the narrow country roads, the rain is relentless. Water splashes across the bonnet, and every bend feels endless. Jack's voice shakes slightly as he narrates, unsure if the vehicles behind him are following, or if it's just his imagination, amplifying the fear.
And it cannot be worse, honestly. It's just a shit show. Oh, this is not good, man. Oh, look at that water. Can you see that water there? Oh shit, that is bad flooding. Woo, scary. Like, I don't know what this looks like in the daylight, but I literally feel like I'm driving.
After nearly half an hour of flooded lanes and twisting roads, he finds another lay-by miles away. The rain still beats against the windshield as he parks, locks the doors, and exhales. Safe, at least for now.
Oh, there's everything that you can imagine. It's terrifying, absolutely terrifying. I don't want to speak too soon, but it looks like we're back on somewhat normal roads again, so this is a very quick update because...
When morning comes, the valley looks serene again, rolling green hills beneath a calm gray sky. Jack reflects quietly on the night before, how quickly peace can become panic, and how instinct can mean the difference between danger and safety. For van life adventures with Jack, this wasn't just another night on the road. It was a reminder that in solitude, awareness is everything. Because sometimes, the real fear isn't the storm outside. It's the moment you realize you're not alone anymore. Thanks for watching. If those 6 encounters rattled you, be sure to give the video a like and subscribe for more creepy content every week. The next mystery might be even darker than this one.